Hello and welcome to the 2011 Global Racing League season race in Spain at Catalunya. There's the Drivers' Championship. John Clark on 28 points, winner of the 2 out of the first 3 races, ahead of Liam there in second, and 22 points with Lee Harrison in third. Constructors' Championship, Red Bull leading that, as you'd expect really. 5 points ahead of Toyota, 17 ahead of McLaren, and 20 ahead of, frankly, a disappointing Williams team so far this season. So qualifying, a pretty tense affair really. John Clark snatching pole position, a tenth quicker than Lee Harrison, who covered second to fourth by a few hundreds there. Lee Harrison, Leo Ovdrov and Eric Stanford. Harry Stride having to start at the back there because of a grid penalty for hitting Tyrrell Weathers, who starts in the pit lane there, hitting Tyrrell Weathers in Bahrain on the formation lap. So Jerry Lau stalled and Sandeep Singh had to start in the pit lane as well. So the start, Harrison making a bit of a better start than John Clark there, and just coming over the hill you can see Harrison right behind, but you'll see the Toro Rosso of Harry Stride there. There he is coming through. He hits the Toyota, and you can see Harrison and Clark both listening to one. Clark letting Harrison through, which is a bit strange because didn't really gain much advantage, but that's what he thought was fair. So not going to complain. So you can see him coming around turn 1. You can see in the back here in the foreground, that's Massey going off. Not sure how, but not really how much to say about it. This is later on in the first lap. You can see Harrison still is struggling a bit with the medium tyres. He runs a bit wide, loses momentum going over the curb, and Stanford and McLaren is watching all that unfold. He gets to his own, has a go at John Clark and makes that move not quite stick. Clark making it back through on the switch back. So they're just coming around. This is the final part of the lap now, and here they come across the line at the end of lap 1. You can see there in the Ferrari Lawrence Clark, it was his first start for Ferrari, and he couldn't make the Bahrain Grand Prix. And starting lap 2, just attacking Lee Harrison, just lost so much momentum really from going off on lap 1, and that's Ovdrov, I think. Yes, it is Ovdrov going past, and now attacking Harrison. So at the moment the order was, well now it's going to be Eric Stanford, John Clark, Lee Harrison until now, then Lawrence Clark, and Leo. Harrison putting a bit of a squeeze on Ovdrov there, but probably didn't see him, so we might have just understeered off. So Harrison gone from 1st to 5th in a little under 2 laps, so not a great start for Harrison. The way his season's gone, he's needed a good start for a while. So I was wrong before, Eric wasn't leading, but he might be now though. This is still lap 2, and through he goes. A good move there from Eric, so he takes the lead. And we did expect Eric to be very fast in this race. He's been the quickest all week in testing, and this is the very next lap, sat in place, and John coming back at him really. It's a good battle for the lead, and still quite far back, and that's how Eric outbraking himself and John able to just drive past him really. Oh no, maybe not, and John being quite ruthless there, but pretty fair. Eric having to give way, getting squeezed out by John. So we've got 2 Clarks on the provisional podium at the moment, with Lawrence Clark making a good start for Ferrari in third. This is Lee Harrison, and there's a behind him. That must have been Massey overtaking Lee Massey there, trying to overtake anyway and getting it a bit wrong. So you can see Liam in the Toyota, he's already got past Harrison, unseen by us. This is Lawrence Clark, and he's just fallen behind Ovdrov again. So these two having a great scrap for what is third. This is lap 10 now, and the pit stop's just about to start, and that's Eric Stanford getting a puncture, I think in the right rear it was, and that's because he was running the soft tyre. I think everyone else was probably running the mediums and trying to go a bit longer. I'm not sure whether that was Eric's strategy to stop on lap 10 anyway, but he was forced in because of getting a puncture. And look how much time's lost, because John and Stanford they'd really pulled away from the guys behind, because they were battling quite hard. We all were. There were about four of us going through it. And this is Lawrence Clark, same lap as Eric, so I think he may have been on the soft. So he's obviously managed to make his last, and just about braking hard enough. This is Eric, and you can see Lawrence there beating him out of the pits. So maybe Eric got a bit of damage. Maybe I had to have a longer stop. But whatever, Lawrence is beating him in the pit stops, and where's that? That will probably put him about 8th or 9th, I should think. And Eric attacking straight away. This is lap 12 now, and leader John Clark pitting. So things going pretty serenely for him so far. As he pits, I think that's Matthias Wattman. Just ahead of him in the BMW. Yes, it is. So yes, a pretty clear race for John after Eric's dropped out, because I think John had built a bit of a gap over Eric anyway. And this is Simon Wattman in the second McLaren. You can see that's Matthias just crossing the white line, and that's landed him a grid penalty for the next race in Turkey. This is Leo coming in, Leo Ovtrov in the Toyota, in what has turned out to be his last start for Toyota before he moves to Red Bull to replace Lee Massey after the events of this race, which we'll see. So Leo pitting there, nice clean stop. And we'll soon see where he moves. This is in the back of Lawrence Clark, and that was Leo coming out of the pits. So there's Lawrence. So I think that'll be second now overall, once all the first stops have been made. And that's how much ground Eric's lost. He's fallen behind Massey, who's also made a stop. Harrison, one of the last to pit. I think it was Liam who was last to pit, actually, about a lap after Harrison. And you can see Harrison's managed to leapfrog Eric, Massey and Leo there. So things working out a bit better for Harrison now as we go into the race. He's probably found a bit more of a rhythm after a pretty catastrophic first 4 or 5 laps. Really falling down to I think 6th was the lowest he got, and you can see Leo really attacking right from the off, and things getting a bit argy-bargy, but it's all pretty clean. Both of us fighting hard really. Leo getting the position, but Harrison taking it right back. So some good clean racing there. It's what we all like to see. And Leo coming back again. Still sitting lap. This is really good racing here. Probably the best first two. Australia and Malaysia had some really bad lag and couldn't really race properly. Bahrain, things, people were a bit spread out. Strategy really was the name of the game there. But this is the first race where it's been proper wheel-to-wheel racing, and it was a really good race, apart from some incidents that we'll see a bit later on. So this is still the back of Harrison's got my car. I am Lee Harrison. So you can see now Leo, he's clearly quicker, so obviously at this point I was hoping he was much lighter than me, and probably on soft as well, otherwise my pace wouldn't have been very good. You can see I was struggling at turn 3 all race, understeering. This is the back of Liam's car. Liam has rejoined the race 3rd, behind Lawrence Clark but ahead of all of us. So you can see Leo there, I tried to get back through but got my line a bit wrong, and Massey there on the outside able to get past me. And then we just went straight on the attack again. Look, still some really good battling, and it was a bit frustrating for me, I will admit. Fun as it was frustrating not to be able to be up at the front fighting with John for the win, as I became a bit quite used to that. This is the first time we see Matty starting to use the runoff areas to gain an advantage, which he did several times during the race, which, as he knows and as everyone knows, is against the rules. And this is later on because Leo caught his teammate Liam, who seemed to be struggling a bit for pace, and that's Matty managing to get past Liam, a pretty good move at turn 1. Getting a bit sideways there, and I think that must be Leo coming back, and you can just see the flash of the Williams there, of me and the Williams getting more momentum and having a go. And I must have had a really good one out of turn 3. I was attacking Massey. Massey just pushing me wide a bit there. Not too bad really. As long as he hadn't pushed me off, I wasn't too upset with that. There's Massey going on the run off again. And this is Lawrence's second stop. He was the first of this battling group, although he got quite clear at this point. He was the first to pit, lap 20 this was, I think. Pretty sure or lap 22, something like that. This is Massey attacking Liam. So these two having a really good scrap for what is now second place. And Massey clearly quite a bit quicker at the moment. Paul might have been last on fuel. And oh, there he goes again, off the track. And this is where Liam got quite upset. The Massey overtaking, clean manoeuvre there. And then you can just, if you look in the right hand mirror there, you can see the Toyota just coming up. It looks in that angle as though Liam just completely took Massey out. And then I think we see from Liam's view now, yeah, here we are. He was a bit alongside, not fully alongside, but he had his nose there, and you've got to give the other cars more room in that situation. And I don't think it was fully Massey's fault. I don't think it was Liam's fault either. I think it was just a racing incident, to be honest. All you say really is just give the other drivers more space. And this is a good, I think, the next lap where Massey doesn't give me any space and pushes me off the track. And the thing was, as you see there, he tried to blame me for it. So, yeah, I did move right a bit, but I did upload a video on YouTube showing how much I steered, which wasn't much at all. I didn't touch him, and then he came across on me. This is Harry Stride, and taking out really Tyrrell Weathers in the Super Aguri. Harry's and he's had a few incidents this season, Harry, so far. So and he's been given a 2-race ban now, just because I think we're all scared in Monaco what could happen if he keeps driving like that. Not having a go at him, just he does need to improve. He just needs to calm down when he's behind other cars, really. So this is Lawrence Clark getting in the undercut, really. On me, I think. Is this going to be my car coming out? Yes, it is. So yeah, I think I was one of the last, or maybe Liam was. Again, like mirroring the first stint. This is Harry crossing the white line, getting himself a penalty. Well, not a penalty, it's a grid drop for when he returns in Canada in 3 races time. This is in the closing laps now. You can see I came out quite far behind Lawrence, but he put softs on for his last stop, which was about 11 or 12 laps to go. And we saw with Eric what happened to him when he tried to do 10 laps on soft. And this is Simon in the other McLaren, teammate to Eric, and he's got a puncture as well. So McLaren's obviously pushing their tyres really hard. I think this is starting the last lap now. Yes, it is. And so there was Liam in second. So he's got ahead of Lawrence, and Lawrence really struggling now. This is still on the very last lap, and Manos just running out of fuel in the BMW. Big shame for Manos, he drove a really good race. He was in a race long battle with Simon really until Simon got his puncture, and then Manos was looking good for 6th. And this is back with Simon now. Look at really locking up there, struggling a lot with that puncture. I think he got it about 3 or 4 laps from the end, but he decided to just carry on and try and finish the race. And well, no problems for this man, John Clark, yet again. 3 wins out of 4 now, mirroring my start from last year actually, who was second in Malaysia as well. A comfortable half-minute win for over half-minute I think for John. There's Liam coming down in second, and just see Lawrence there with me about half a second behind. I think really a good finish. I was never really confident of getting staying too much damage from the Massey incident, and that's Massey. He had an incident with Manos earlier in the race. He pushed Manos into a spin and didn't wait. I think at the finish Manos was saying he was going to report him, and that's why Massey stopped there to wait for him, but he didn't know Manos had already retired. So there's the results. You can see a first podium in his first start for Lawrence Clark, and Ferrari's first points of the season. And there's right at the end, Lee Massey got a disqualification for the incidents he was caught creating. John Clark now 8 points ahead of Liam there. And 19 people start races, and it's a really good turnout so far. And the constructors, Red Bull, they're still not very clear because I think only in two races have both cars scored points, so only 7 ahead of Toyota. But Williams really needing to improve. Renault still the only and Force India still the only team not to score points.